Hi everybody, welcome to Quill and Sword. We are live. As you notice, we are missing one Nathaniel. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us today. It's quite sad. We miss them horribly. However, we look forward to their safe and speedy return. The rest of us are here. We are gaming. We are playing some Dungeons and Dragons. A couple housekeeping things real quick before we get started. Firstly, you will notice in the character sheets, they are now updated with the standard D&D character ability scores. We are shifted to using the standard ability scores as well as standard skills, so be aware of that. We are still going to be doing inspiration the same way, which we're really excited about, and some numbers have shifted and moved around in the process of being able to use D&D Beyond for our character sheets. I still need to set up how to get the campaign working with a Twitch interface, but we'll get there. Also that we use frequently here, and we love them, is Syrinscape. So shout out to Syrinscape. We love using Syrinscape for music and sound effects and all that good stuff. So if you haven't heard of them, I highly recommend you check them out. It's a great thing. You can even just put it on your phone and use it. They don't sponsor us, but we shout them out because we stream their stuff. We like them a lot. There are other announcements I know, because I know MARISA tweeted about finishing a novel. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I finished the first draft of a novel, which is book one in a series based on the tarot. So if you're interested in that, keep your eyes and ears open, because that will be coming out pretty soon. I just want to get a couple of them done before I start releasing, just in case. Also, I don't want to be like the type of person that has to retcon a ton of stuff once I get to like book 3 and realize that I wrote myself into a corner. So
That's fair.
I made that mistake. That is wise of you to think ahead.
Yeah, definitely been there, done that. Does anyone else have other announcements related to writing or projects or anything of that nature? I know that we have...
I should be ready for beta rounds 2 in August for my novella, because it's not a novel. Like,
very nice.
Words.
Isn't it sci-fi?
Sci-fi fantasy.
Oh my gosh, I love some good science fantasy. I love that. Yes. And I know Robin is in like multiple streams. Robin does a Nerdarchy game with me and then another one, I believe. Which is kind of crazy. Like, they just do too much.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a zombie right now. I'm like playing D&D like 4 times a week.
Yes, they are like the penultimate streamer. If you haven't seen them around the internet, what are you doing? You're clearly not following the right people. I don't judge
There
anybody.
is nowhere to follow me. I don't have my own channel. This is an untrue fact.
I know, like, we need to get you your own channel or something.
Oh, God, okay.
We've had this conversation. We're not doing it here. But anyway, let's go ahead and recap what happened last time so we can delve in after the intro. To start us off, let's roll a D3. So I've got a 6-sided die. I'm going to divide it by 2. That is MARISA. You're starting us off.
All right. Well, when we started 2 weeks ago, there was a big explosion in the hedge maze, and it turns out Benny Boy, one of the charges that Nim took care of back in the day, happened to visit the castle and brought along Giselle, a 4-year-old firebug who's basically Drew Barrymore in Firestarter, but more magical and a lot sweeter. It's not as scary for sure. And Giselle is having trouble controlling her powers. And so the group kind of tried to handle that situation, brought Ben and Giselle back into the castle. Mask did some very good deception to allow them to enter the castle without an angry mob taking over. And yeah, I will pass it on to Mask.
The last thing I remember is hugging a child that had gone full on fire tornado thinking this is how I die. SENITA, what do you remember?
I remember being in a forest hedge and beating the crap out of some kidnappers.
Yes, the kidnappers that were going for the child.
Yes.
And yeah, with that, we now have a masquerade hugging a child with blue fire tornadoing in a pillar around them. So that's where we're opening up with Quill and Sword. All right, we are back. And starting everything out, we have Masquerade. You are currently holding tight onto this child, Giselle, as she's screaming and sobbing, and there's just blue fire tornadoing in a pillar around her. What are you doing?
Okay, so I recall having healed and not being, like, dead. So I'm just, like, quietly, hey, you're okay, you're gonna be okay. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Like, the mask is half melted off. You can, like, kind of see the, like the more masculine looking face with the, you know, the, like, aquiline nose exposed.
Mm-hmm. Of note, you remember the fire did heal you. But
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you are holding this child and she starts to calm down a little bit. And she looks at you. I can't turn it off. And this blue fire is just pouring from her eyes.
Okay. Well, think about how you turned it on. Can you go backwards from there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Step 1, be calm. It's okay. It's okay.
SENITA, what is Anu doing during this time?
I think all the enemies are gone right now, right?
All the enemies are gone.
Let me see. What do I want to do? I want to try to also calm her down.
How are you going to do that?
I can. I guess I'm just gonna also reiterate what Mass said.
Okay.
Like a former, we took care of everything type deal.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
Give me a persuasion check yourself. You have disadvantage because you're not right up next to her.
Sweet.
And the fire is just roaring a lot, so you're trying to talk over that.
Okay. Oh wait, how do I do disadvantage?
You just roll twice and take the lower.
Oh wait, yeah, there it is. 7.
7. You seem like no one's really responding to you, so you think your voice might be getting drowned out by just the roaring fire that's all around. However, you do notice, because you are perceptive like that, you are trained in perception, you are aware that a lot of the nobility are gasping or giving like these shocked exclamations, and some are starting to approach the maze and some are remaining back. The vast majority are remaining back, but the guards are also beginning to approach to see what's going on here. So you're aware of that. And let's go to Nim. So Nim, what are you doing?
All right, so I am nearby and in shock, but also just trying to calm the child down and assuming that even though this is a magical situation, it's just like when a kid skins their knee, and I don't, you just gotta be positive about it. So I say, oh, Giselle, look what you've done. This is such a good fire. Look, you've healed Mask. They're so much safer now. What a great job. Now let's see if we can turn it off.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. Also with disadvantage because you're at a distance. but this is a complex test, so y'all have to make multiple of these.
12.
12. Okay, so you don't really notice any change. However, Mask, you hear above the roaring fire that's swirling around you. You can hear Nim's voice. And it does seem that Giselle's sobbing is subsiding just a little bit. So we are back up to Mask. Mask, what are you doing?
See, there you go. You know, I used to take care of a little girl. And when she would get afraid in moments like this and things would become a little bit much, we had a song that we used to sing together. Would you like to learn it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm, like, gonna start into Frere Jacques and just, like, kind of quietly start to, like, get her focusing on something else.
Okay.
Because, like, I mean, I've done some casting, and I know that if you're not focused on what you're casting, like, you won't be able to hold it, so...
Right. As she sings, you notice that she begins to calm as the words at first come between sobs, and eventually she's singing with you, and the fire is dying down, and pretty soon it just...
There you go.
Her eyes just have the smoke pouring from them, and she half faints in your arms.
Alright, I'm just gonna, like, pick her up and, like, just rock her a little bit and just, like, feels.
Okay. So, give me another persuasion check.
Okay. Took me a minute to find the button. 21. I swear to God. Anu can see it. We've got the window up.
I can see it.
So yeah, she actually falls asleep in your arms. Her breathing steadies. And, Ben runs in through the hedge maze. He's just batting at these walls, trying to get through. What happened?
Well, what happened was, these people, and I'm, like, gesturing with one arm to the ones that are on the floor, very nearly killed me, and your little girl healed me.
She healed you?
Yes.
That's not a thing she usually does.
Well, it is now.
And he looks to you, Nim.
And I just shrug and say, well, you know, she's got some magic, and we're going to keep learning about it as she grows, so I guess this is an exciting and new development. And have you ever seen anything like that? Any healing fire before?
No, I have not. And also the guards are coming in behind me.
Oh, dear.
Well, that's alright. The guards should be here. We were just in a fight with some people who were definitely trying to assassinate a little girl, and they will need to deal with that.
Oh, is that those bodies there?
Yes.
I see. And he just kind of like steps over one of them very gingerly. Giselle, are you all right? And he runs over and kind of takes her from you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Oh gosh. I don't know who these people are, but they've been following us for a couple days now on the road.
I see.
People wearing masks like that.
Well, that seems like something that ought to be looked at.
But yeah, I'm not sure Giselle being caught up in the middle of the guards and everything else is necessarily the best thing for her. So,
you go on ahead. We've got this.
Thank you. And he takes her and runs off the other direction through the maze. After several seconds, some guards come shuffling in with their weapons drawn.
Bit late to the party.
Yes, indeed. Apparently, I see here that you seem to have dispatched whatever threat there was. Was these people being a threat?
Oh, yes, indeed. There was definitely an assassination attempt. If you would not mind helping us search these bodies, your assistance would be quite appreciated.
Assassination of whom?
Well, they came pretty close to killing me.
Why would they try to kill you? Have you enemies in...
I'm not
Is that right?
actually entirely sure why they were here. It is an ongoing investigation. The more that we can figure out, the more that we will know. But I would prefer to, and I think we would all prefer to make a report when we've all got everything together in one place, if that makes sense. The evidence is getting cold.
Of course. And he snaps his fingers and points, and the other guards begin investigating the bodies. Meanwhile, he tries to get any more information he can out of you. Do you know where they come from, or where they were going afterwards? They don't seem to have an apparent escape. The hedge mage was surrounded by the guests for the luncheon.
Well, I mean, considering the way they're dressed, one has to assume that they were masquerading as part of the masquerade.
I suppose. We will, of course, bring this to the Queen's attention.
Oh, that's probably an excellent idea. This is, most troubling. Most troubling indeed.
And he sort of looks to Anu specifically. Were you part of the assassination attempt? Did you turn on your comrades, or?
Wait. Are you accusing me of something?
I am just saying that out of everyone here right now, you are the one that fits in the least.
You fit in the least.
I step forward and I say, Anu is one of us, and aside from any chandeliers, Anu has never done anything wrong.
A chandelier?
We'll talk about that later. What I want to know now, as part of this special brigade guard unit investigative crew, I would like to know why you're accusing us when you should be investigating these individuals. Have you checked pockets?
In fact, that is what they are doing right now. And one of the guards comes over and produces 4 rings. And they all appear to look exactly the same, from the same make. They are the same colors. They almost look to be like a ghostly white feather of white gold that wraps around the finger.
I see. We should probably have these looked at to make sure that they are the same, but if they are, I would like to appropriate one of those for the ongoing investigation. I imagine that we'll be traveling elsewhere to figure out where this came from. That's sort of what we do.
And who are you to have this sort of authority to ask for such a thing?
You know what, that's fair. I'll ask Her Majesty. She has the authority to grant it. I was presumptuous to assume you did.
He gives you this really puzzled look and sort of turns and walks away without a farewell greeting or anything, unsure of exactly what to make of what you just said.
And Mask is just grinning because, like, they're not used to having to, like, school their facial expression.
I do a long-distance high-five to Mask.
And the guards leave you. They take those rings, they take the weapons, they don't take much else.
Can I want to look at the bodies a little bit and see if there's anything left behind, or if there's anything I notice just based on, you know, being somebody who grew up kind of in the underworld sort of situation, like if there's anything I see.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Anyone who wants to can make an investigation check.
I would like to assist Nim's investigation check, so you would have advantage.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, chicken.
7.
7. Okay.
Maybe everything's just covered in blood and I can't see. I don't know.
They seem to have gone through these very thoroughly. They did notably leave the coin purses. So you notice that none of them had, or rather most of them, the three of them did not have any money on their person, despite having a coin purse at a fancy gala. But one of them had a great deal of money. And among the coins, you notice not only Varisian currency, but also Elridian.
Well, it looks like we know where we're going.
Senita, I think you might be muted.
Oh, no. I was just whispering.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you notice that there is some Elridian currency, but not a lot else for you. Anu, were you also making a roll or no?
Yeah, I got a 2.
A 2. Okay. So, you don't really find anything beyond just a couple more of those coins that were in other pockets besides that purse that Nim initially found.
Do I know anything? I'm assuming it's Elridia, if it's Elridian.
Yes.
Do I know anything about that place? Would that like ring any bells in my brain? Would I think like, oh, they're known for their cheeses or something? Would I?
Well, for starters, you know that Elridia is the kingdom predominantly human to the south and east of here. It's separated by a big desert that kind of divides your kingdoms apart. They have a history with Voirrey of going back and forth with different turf wars and things. And really the only thing that has kept one from conquering the other at different points in history is just that swath of desert that is very difficult to traverse and is also rumored to be inhabited by a number of monsters and whatnot. To know anything more, make a history check. Anyone
6.
else who wants to can do that too if they want to.
Okay.
Because the Elridian coins were pretty apparent to everyone.
I nat 20.
Okay.
History check.
So, Nim, with your 6, you know that Elridia is kind of seen to Voirrey as like the less cultured. Voirrey is sort of the peak of fashion and culture and art and innovation, and even in terms of like society, they are usually more socially liberal and progressive, including as it relates to mages. Like in your kingdom, mages are predominantly like kept under control, but not necessarily like outright imprisoned. Like it is a crime to practice magic outside of one of the various scriptoriums, but to be magic or to have magic and not practice outside of the scriptoriad is seen as don't ask, don't tell, basically. In Elridia, though, if there's even suspicion of someone being a magic user of any sort and not associated with the scriptoriad, they would hope to be captured or thrown into prison because the populace are likely to try to kill them. So they are much less accepting of mages as a general rule. Masquerade, you rolled a natural 20, and weirdly enough, between the ring, the masks, you would know that this all just rings a bell of a peculiar order that you have maybe read about, maybe heard about, just in passing, called the Order of the Ghost Feather. And you don't know much about them outside the fact that they hold the Order of the Jade Lotus in extreme contempt, with the Order of the Jade Lotus being a knightly order that was previously clandestine and is renowned for having killed the last phoenix, and it never rose again.
So I'm going to, mention all of this, make the connection between that and the fire healing people, because that seems relevant to me. And then I'm going to be like, the thing is, if that isn't something that she's ever done before, then it stands to reason that they must have some other way of knowing to track her here, which is troublesome at best. It seems to me as though if they're going to be that paranoid about magic, they wouldn't be using it. So they must have heard about it some other way, unless they are, in which case, hypocritical much.
I do wonder if Giselle's reputation precedes her. I mean, if she's been causing trouble, maybe they just came to investigate just because, she had the skills that they were looking for, and maybe they weren't sure about all that she could do. But who knows? I don't know.
Well, either way, there's a very long discussion that must be had.
It is around this time that the three of you notice Wisp is not anywhere to be seen.
And a certain fawn that must be located.
Wisp? Oh dear.
It is not like them to just disappear.
No, well, unless, maybe there was something more compelling elsewhere, but we seem to have a pretty compelling conundrum at the moment.
Have you
just start yelling, Wisp! Wisp!
Have you ever known that fawn to not take the spotlight when it exists?
No, that's a good point. Do we have any inkling of where Wisp might be, or is it just kind of like, was there one moment, gone the next?
Make an investigation roll or perception, your choice.
I'm going to do perception because that's my high.
Natural 1! I close my eyes and don't understand why I can't see anything. So.
19.
19. What did Anu get?
1 second. Come on. 20.
20.
Woo!
Man, Anu and Masquerade really rolling it well tonight. Okay.
Nim's having a rough day.
So, Masquerade, the first thing you perceive is that because when Giselle exploded, there were char marks all over the ground, the hoof prints made by Wisp are skidded. And Anu, you notice that these skidded footprints go through the hedge maze wall. And it looks like there may be some sort of stone or something that lifts up underneath the bush.
Okay. Shall we follow that?
Follow it how?
Oh, we would have to investigate on how to get it up, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we go take care of the child first or go find Wisp first?
Well, I think... So, didn't Ben take Giselle inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think everything's probably as okay as it can be with an exploding child. I do suppose we should go find Wisp.
All right. You're on mute.
I think they're talking to someone else.
Oh.
But
Sorry about that. I'm back.
no, you're good. So they just decided they'd rather go to Wisp. However, Anu has found that the skid marks basically go under the hedge maze, and there seems to be a loose stone or something, like a tile of these massive stone tiles that make up the courtyard that must do something.
Oh. Huh. Okay, that's unusual, but it isn't the only unusual piece of masonry that we have around here.
Do you suppose it leads to more tunnels?
That's absolutely possible. I swear if somebody got stolen again, I'm going to... And I, start investigating, the stones, and, you've seen this look in Mask's body language once before, when Angelique was missing. Somebody needs to curb that if we don't want to, go off bloodhounding.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
11.
11. You are just very frazzled by your own sense of urgency, and the only bit of information more you can glean is that the hoof prints actually, the skids, stop abruptly where the stone cracks, indicating that they were probably dragged somewhere and may have gone underneath it, but you can't really, with your current state of mind, find much more about triggering this.
Okay. Okay, I'm pacing circles.
I approach Masquerade, but I don't want to get too close. And I say, it's going to be okay. We'll find Wisp.
This doesn't make any sense, and if we can't get this thing open, and, you can just, this is the look of someone up in their own head.
Mm-hmm. And then I just say, well, the good news is that, Wisp is a clever fawn, for sure, has magic, and honestly, just a fantastic sense of style. So regardless of where Wisp is, I do believe Wisp will survive. And perhaps Wisp just needed to take a step away, although it's not looking that way at the moment, I do acknowledge. So let's just take a moment, a deep breath, everyone. In and out. And yes, okay. Now let's put our heads together.
And so, you start doing that, and you see this little curl of a smile, and, can I get a perception check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're rolling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're rolling for Robin.
What a cheat.
13?
13.
Okay, yeah, you both hear Mask humming for Rajaka under their breath.
And then I just start clapping in tune.
Okay, you're right.
So, is there anything we can see? I know that every time I do a perception check, it's not great, but, we don't have, any indication of where we should go to find Wisp, do we?
You see that the queen is currently addressing the nobility about the light pillar and trying to, at this point, convince them... actually, let me roll this real quick for her. Trying surprisingly unsuccessfully to convince them that that was some sort of pyrotechnic show. You do know fireworks are a thing in Voirrey. They're not super common. They're usually imported from other countries, but they have been known to be used for celebrations as a sort of statement of wealth. And she is trying to convince people that was a fireworks show, and the nobility are just not buying this at all.
Okay. So maybe we should go bail her out, and maybe she can help us with this issue once she is out of the aforementioned hot water.
I could be way persuasive. Let me try.
Okay.
This is a good plan. Let's go do that.
I'm going to assist Anu by coming up behind her with my mask half charred off.
Okay. Okay, so Anu, go ahead and roll a persuasion roll with advantage and tell me what you're saying to this crowd, because the queen will welcome you up to the platform where she's standing. Essentially, she's standing on this level of the steps. It's halfway between the steps, and everyone else is standing on the base level where the courtyard is.
All right. For this one, do I roll twice and take the higher roll? Or...
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There you go. Try one more time. 15.
15. Okay. What do you say to this crowd to try to persuade them?
I just want to be like, there is no magical child here. Only fireworks.
I'm like standing behind, looking very sheepish, like I'm the one that donked the fireworks up.
Okay, so I'm going to roll against that, and I'm going to give them advantage on their roll. Wow. So, you're not really sure why they're reacting the way they are. Because normally in this country, people predominantly dismiss you or revile you, or at the very least treat you with some semblance of judgment. And right now, everyone just seems so flabbergasted, they just ignored the part about child and are focused very much on Masquerade's mask, and a couple are pointing and whispering, and many are insinuating that you were probably been so close to the queen so often as part of this surprise display, and clearly her trust was misplaced. They know a dozen people that could have pulled it off better, things of that nature. And so the whispers about Masquerade specifically being bad at launching fireworks is circulating like a wave through the crowd.
It's okay, they can have that.
Nim kind of hears that through the crowd and says, and I told you we don't light these fireworks right now. We're waiting for the show, and it's dangerous, and everybody... And I'm just kind of like piling it on, hoping that it's helping.
Lump.
Okay. So you guys managed to convince the crowd, largely, that it was, in fact, just a pyrotechnics display. And the queen turns to you then. Thank you very much. We do not know how we were going to explain that, but apparently you have prepared something. Clearly you are very good at thinking on your feet, and we made a good choice in our trust. And she looks pointedly at Anu. Could you please regale us with the story of what happened in the hedge maze?
I put my hands on my... Oh, go ahead.
Perhaps away from the prying ears, though.
Oh, thankfully, you will spare my dignity. You truly are very gracious, Your Majesty. And I'm like, bow low and scamper off like a whipped dog.
She follows you with all the grace and poise you would expect from a regal monarch in red as she ascends the stairway. Oh dear, I have a cat on my desk right now.
Oh, hi,
hello,
cat.
Yasha. Oh, she was napping and she was just fine, and now she wants attention. Yeah, that was Yasha. She's my cat. Anyway, so the queen leads you into the palace, and she sits down on her throne in her throne room. Oh dear. What's going on? I am not hearing anything from anyone. There we go.
Oh,
Hey.
there he is.
Okay, there you are.
Okay, what was going on? I'm sorry. My speakers were off.
Poor cat.
Yeah, I don't know what your cat touched.
Yeah.
Your cat's new name is Mute.
Yes, I think she may have touched a thing because my sound was off and I had to unplug my headphones to plug them back in.
We just went inside. That's the last we heard.
Okay, so you went inside. You go inside. The queen leads you to her throne room, and she sits elegantly on her throne, and then awaits your description of events. You do see Ben and Giselle off to the side in an outlet hallway, just standing and watching with wide eyes.
Who all is in the room?
Currently, it is the Her Majesty, the Queen Chanel, and her bodyguard, Sean, who she trusts with her life. And there are some like vestigial guards in the area, which you know she will dismiss if you would ask her to.
Okay, I will ask her to, and once she does, the difference is like night and day. I go from like the whipped puppy look to like straight back, very like formal, you know, like reporting to my lord posture, and I am going to tell her everything unless somebody stops me.
Is anybody stopping them? Okay, so you share everything. And her eyes sort of slide and glance to Giselle and Ben, and then turn back to all of you. We see. Well, then perhaps while your friend, your charge, and she looks to Nim, is performing your task, it would be important to send some protection from such dastardly villains in the future.
I nod. Yes, that sounds fantastic, Your Majesty. And I'm just kind of confused as to what this might entail.
She does some hand gestures to Sean, and he salutes and marches away, leaving her, for all intents and purposes, defenseless with all of you at the moment. We have many people at our disposal who are, shall we say, more discreet in nature, much as yourselves. It would be nothing to provide a few bodyguards for them to ensure their safety against this, what did you call them? What was this group you mentioned?
The Ghost Feather?
Mm-hmm.
The Order of the Ghost Feather? Strange indeed. We have not heard of this rumor or this group in any capacity.
They are a very deep cut, Your Majesty.
We see. Then, perhaps you could regale us with any information you have surrounding this group. What do you know of them?
Indeed. What I know is that they have the enmity of the Jade Lotus. I know that they operate out of Eridonia. Is that right?
They operate out of Elridia, yes.
Elridia. Like, just whatever I can remember from the book that I snagged this out of, I will provide her with.
Okay.
And I hypothesize, I do not know this part for sure, but they had to have found out about her somehow. So I think... I'm not entirely sure how they could have gotten word, since clearly she's never done this before. And people show up with elemental magic all the time. That's one of the most common kinds, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think they must be using some kind of magic in order to figure out, like, where this child is. Otherwise, how would they have known to come here?
Location magic. Well, any spell beyond this third level of schooling is illegal for the populace, for the masses, for anyone save the royalty themselves. And frankly speaking, and she sort of makes sure that no one is looking, for my own experience, the third level is not easily reached. Even after intense study. It takes extreme discipline to arrive there.
Well, I know that you have a job that we need to complete post-haste, but after that I would like permission to go and investigate this ghost feather.
Oh, but of course, of course. In fact, if it is easier for you, you are welcome to pursue this first, and I may find someone else to look into the other matter. As I said, I have a great many discretions at my disposal.
Of course. And I look to Anu and Nim.
And I just clear my throat a little. And Your Majesty, you may have noticed that we are currently sans fawn. We do not know where Wisp has gotten off to, but there are. It looks like maybe they were lost in the maze, and I just kind of hoping to lead her down a conversation where she explains what the heck is going on with the maze.
Lost in the maze? Did they possibly go with Philippe?
And then I look at Anu and Mask.
Who's Philip?
Philippe was supposed to be
That
the
was
trainer. The
that was
one.
out of character.
Oh, sorry. He was the caller that Wisp had
That's right.
fairly early on, who was also assigned to meet with and train them regarding bardic things.
I suppose that's possible. Would it be possible to check with Philip and make sure?
Yeah. I mean, he's easy enough to find around the castle.
Okay.
You guys know exactly what he looks like because you saw him previously.
Pin that to the list of things to do.
Okay. So you guys have kind of a full list at this point. What do you want to do first?
Oh, probably Philippe.
Yeah, I think we should go.
Not like that.
So go ahead and make for me a general investigation check to see how expediently you find Philippe.
19.
Okay,
it
so
has
you got a
sound
19.
I got a 9.
I got a 2.
It's just me walking through the castle. If you're Philippe and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh my god, Nim, I love you.
I get distracted by food.
Anu, you get distracted by food because it's still a fancy lunch. And go ahead, Anu. You rolled so badly, I'm going to impose a sort of reverse GM intrusion here.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
I like that it sounds like. I got a nat 20, which is 26.
Ooh. Okay. You as you are getting your food, right? And you're reaching down to grab one of these fancy croissant sandwiches with some sort of meat salad inside. Another hand also reaches for the same sandwich, and your hands actually touch briefly before they pull theirs away. And when they pull theirs away, you notice a familiar ring on their hand.
Oh, hello, food friend.
Forgive me. I did not. You are an elf.
Yes. And you are.
Human.
Oh, I meant your name.
I am Lord Gustav, of course.
Where are you from?
I am from the region, which I need to look up on the map because I forgot the name of it, but I have it mapped out from Incarnate. I love Incarnate. I am from Luon.
Do you get all your rings from there? Because that's a pretty ring.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I commissioned it special. And he points to this ruby ring that he has on the other hand.
Are they both commissioned at the same place?
Both? I have a cat snaking my legs right now, and it feels very interesting while playing D&D.
And commissioned. So, are they commissioned in your home? By your home?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact. And, you two, Masquerade and Nim, notice that, Anu, who was distracted by the food table across the room, has stopped and is now conversing with someone.
I elbow Masquerade a little bit. Do you know that individual over there?
Do not, but I assume that if Anu has been sidetracked, it is probably something sufficiently important that we should leave them to it.
Yes, or delicious, either way.
And just as you turn around, Mask, you see Philippe down the hallway.
Ah, there he is. I go.
So you go that way. Anu, you're continuing your conversation. Nim, who are you going with, or are you doing your own thing?
I'm going to follow Mask.
Okay.
And assume that Philippe showed up because he heard me singing.
Okay. Anu, go ahead and roll insight. What'd you get?
An 11.
An 11. Yeah. He seems to have commissioned them from the same person, apparently.
Do they do sapphires?
I am confident they could do any gemstone that you would normally see in a ring or a necklace or anything else for that matter. I'm curious why you would have an interest in jewels. I do not mean to presume, but I do not know many wealthy elves, especially not among humans.
It goes with my aesthetic.
Forgive me, at the risk of sounding uncouth, I cannot tell if you are talking about your eyes or your skin or something else.
Yes. Curious, is there any type of jewels I should avoid? Because I know there are certain stones that people like to keep within the family.
You mean your family jewels?
Sure.
I did not know elves had those.
Oh, we collect many things.
I see. I think maybe you are talking about something else. If you'll excuse me. And he leaves rather hastily.
I want to pickpocket that ring.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me. It is going to be a very high DC because he is right there and currently focused on hiding that ring from you.
Oh, I'm at mage hand though.
Oh, you're going to mage hand it off. You know what? That will lower the DC.
All right. How do I roll my mage hand?
You just roll a sleight of hand roll is all it is.
Oh, okay.
It just lets you do it with your mage hand, which normally you couldn't do.
Okay.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of those games where we start with inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration because I only got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay.
Yeah. I want to get rid of that. Oh, that's even worse.
Oh no.
Oh.
You can have mine.
Oh. Roll again.
All right. Are you being terrible? There it is. 22.
22. Okay. I'm going to roll for him. Okay. So you do your little... Well, you described us. How do you do your mage hand exactly?
I'm going to lift my arm up and scratch the back of my head while directing with my finger.
Okay. So this invisible force plucks this ring off of the Lord's hand and hovers it. And just as he turns to hastily leave, there's a brief second where you're not really sure if he caught it in his periphery or not as it swirled around the back of his head. And he bustles away. And you now have this ring.
Oh. Nice. I'm gonna go find Philippe and the others.
Okay. You did see Nim clapping and singing her way down a hallway.
That should be easy to follow. I got big ears.
So, meanwhile, Masquerade, you and Nim come upon Philippe at the end of a hallway. You see this man. He is pretty well built. He's broad-shouldered, pretty well fit. He does wear a rapier, which is uncommon to see in the palace, at least right now. He wasn't earlier when you saw him. He has olive-toned skin, dark hair, and a mustache that's been waxed into a handlebar.
Philippe, have you a moment?
Oh, but of course, I have all the time in the world for the friends of Wisp.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Were you the one that dragged them off?
They were dragged away?
Oh, wonderful. So that means no. Yes, in the garden. Do you know how to get into the passages in the garden?
Through the maze.
Not those passages. The secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels.
Through the maze?
Yes? Question mark?
I
I can't tell if you're trying to innuendo me or not. I need to get in there because somebody dragged Wisp off.
I mean, if you are open to the idea, I'm not opposed.
That is so not what I meant.
But, the secret tunnels, forgive me, you'll have to enlighten me a bit. I am Her Majesty's bard.
Okay. You know what? Never mind, it is pretty clear that you had nothing to do with this mysterious disappearance, and we should probably be investigating this ourselves, but thank you so much, this was most enlightening.
You are welcome. Is Wisp in danger at all?
That's a fantastic question, I say.
You are welcome along if you would like to come and try and help us.
Perhaps I shall.
That would also be most appreciated.
I would like to make sure that Wisp is safe and in good hands, if not mine. He was, she, I'm not really sure what pronouns to use. We were not even formally introduced in that way. But we were supposed to meet earlier, and they never came.
Oh, this is probably the most solid excuse you're going to get as to why, but we should... It has probably been about half an hour since the disappearance in the first place, so that trail is going to go cold if we don't get back on it quickly.
I see. Very well then, I will go with you. So you guys have an NPC companion for the moment.
Excellent.
Sweet.
And as you guys are turning to go back down the hallway with Philippe in tow, you see a new coming up.
Guys, I found a thing.
What you got?
Ring.
Oh my.
And I just...
Tell us all about where you found that on the way back to the hedge maze.
Oh, right. And I explained to them the conversation I had.
Okay. That is very easy to do.
And this fellow's name?
The Duke, what was it? Gluzo? Was that it? Sorry, I forgot to write that one down, apparently.
That's okay.
We'll call him Gluzo.
Like it.
I have made the note. We will follow up on this later. Right now, we have a wisp to find.
So, your friends were telling me there are tunnels under the maze? He's sort of whispering to Anu.
Yes.
Do they often conspire about secret passages under the maze?
Man, we've been through so many secret passages.
I mean, I have too, in all fairness, but I was more referring to the conspiracy theories in general from them.
What conspiracy theories? There's tunnels under the mazes.
Tunnels
Not a
under the
conspiracy
mazes?
theory if it's real.
We'll show you when we get there.
Very well. That is fine. And you guys make your way out to the maze, and you make it back to the area where Wisp was taken. And you notice that the ash and everything has been smeared so that the hoof prints are not there anymore.
This is disrespectful.
I put my hands on my hips. Wasn't it just right over here?
All right, listen, you don't nearly get charred to death in a place and not remember where it was.
It looks like the fireworks were everything everyone said. And I am very sorry about your mask. I can put you in touch with a mask maker if you like.
I do have a spare, I just haven't had a chance to go and get it.
I see. You know you don't have to wear it.
That's actually a good point. I'm like just gonna take it off and like pull my hood down for now, and it's like, you know, low ponytail, like really thick, the kind of hair you want to stick your hands in. And like they just tuck the mask away, because like, you know, if you can choose what your hair looks like, why would it not be like luscious, right? I'm gonna start looking for the crack in the stonework.
Okay, you don't even need to make an investigation roll for this. You can find it again easily enough. My cat is sleeping on my foot.
Oh, baby.
She has decided this is the place she is sleeping now. This is the new thing. Okay. This is going to be interesting, playing D&D with a sleeping cat on my foot. Okay, so, yeah, you find the crack easily enough. Anyone who wants to can make an investigation check or a perception roll. The perception roll is harder.
21.
21. Is that investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Okay.
I did not roll that well.
Okay. Anu, what did you get?
I rolled investigation and I got 12.
12. Okay. So while everyone else is examining the crack, Nim, you do your signature Nim thing like you did in the bedroom and look everywhere. And you notice that the arm on the vestigial arm, not the one pouring the liquid, but the vestigial arm on the statue in the middle of the fountain that's in the center of this little courtyard area in the middle of the maze seems to have some sort of divide along the shoulder.
I go over there and I touch it, and then I want to pull the arm and see if it moves.
All right, it does in fact turn. And when you turn it, you guys hear this loud stone grinding on stone that you now realize is going to alert everyone in the courtyard, because when there's not roaring flames to hide it, it's actually fairly loud.
And I just say, "Whoops! Oh dear!"
And the panel rises about 3 feet up, and you see that it just drops off into this tunnel that you would need to squeeze through.
All right. Well, the way I see it, we've got a little bit of time before people show up, so I'm going.
All right. So Masquerade, you go first. Who's going next?
Me. See, Philip.
All right.
Secret hedge tunnel.
Anu goes. Philip looks very perplexed. And Philippe turns to you, Nim, and when you let go to go next, the arm slots back into place and the whole thing closes.
Oh,
no.
dear. Well, okay. I'll stay back here and make sure it stays closed while you're all under there investigating. And I'll stay back here and I'll, if anybody comes and has heard this, I will distract them with stories and such.
Perhaps, seeing as this is in fact a secret tunnel under the maze, and I have not heard anything good ever coming from a secret tunnel, in my many tales, as I am about, perhaps I will send you, who seems to clearly know more, and I will open it so that you may enter.
Thank you so much, Flip. I am becoming somewhat of an expert in tunnels. I'm very proud of this. This is a recent development, but thank you so much. And so I just kind of trundle back towards the opening.
Aha. Well, if you ever need more experience with tunnels, I can certainly help you out.
I don't understand what that means, young man, but it sounded friendly.
And he opens the passage so that you can slide into. You guys find that when this door closes, it is pitch dark down here.
Oh, I can see it.
Well, except for Anu's glowing eyes.
I'm like
I don't think I
digging
have
through my
anything.
things.
I'm pretty sure I should go first.
Where is Wisp when you need them?
Do we see any, or can we feel, the sides of the walls? Are there, potentially any, torches or anything that we would feel and maybe be able to light?
Go ahead and make a general perception roll.
Perception.
16?
16. You do in fact find a torch.
Cool.
That's good, because I didn't find shit.
It is mounted in a sconce on the wall. And you can light it pretty easily if you have flint and tinder. I presume you specifically, Nim, being very prepared all the time for anything, probably have one of those on you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have some kits. I would imagine, I can't remember what's in each of them, though.
Flint and tinder comes with every gear kit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it's just how you start a fire.
Yeah. I pull it from my pocket.
Okay.
So today what we have learned is that everything you do in D&D involves arson.
At least everything we do in D&D involves arson. So you guys get a little bit of light once Nim lights this torch, and you see it is a tunnel that splits off into 3 different directions. And interestingly, you hear the faint occasional dripping of water down here. And Anu, you're trained in perception. Anyone else who's trained in perception may also make this roll.
I got a 14.
I got a 6.
A 6. So, Anu, you feel there is a breeze coming from one of these directions. And it is distinctly cooler down here than the tunnels you remember being under the palace directly.
This is new. Which one is it? The left, right, or middle?
The breeze is coming from the middle one.
There's a distinct breeze coming from the middle one. I don't know if that means the exit that way is closer. But something's telling me that one.
Well, if Anu says so, we should check that one out.
All right, so you guys go down that tunnel. As you progress, what is everyone's passive perception?
12.
13.
16.
16. Anu, as you guys are walking in the glinting, dancing light of the torch that's cast on this actually fairly damp cobblestone walls, you see a thin, glinting thread at Masquerade's feet as they lead the charge.
My arm darts out and stops. Booby traps. And I go down and just... There must be a way to disarm this.
Make an investigation roll. If you have proficiency with thieves' tools, you don't have disadvantage.
Proficiency with my tools?
You have thieves' tools, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have disadvantage.
Awesome. You just fuck me. This dice. 5.
5. Okay. So you don't find a way to disarm this. And because I'm a mean GM, I'm going to offer a GM intrusion here. Not only do you fail to disarm this, but Anu, you realize that this booby trap is not tied to a mechanical trap. It is, in fact, some sort of magical alarm.
Oh.
And you have now, in your examination of getting ready to disarm it, now have a choice to make. You can choose to set off the alarm and alert whoever is down this way, or you can allow your companions to move out of the way, and you can try to go through it before the alarm goes off, maybe or maybe not beating the alarm to the punch, as it were. So you get an inspiration and hand one to someone else.
I got an inspiration, hand one back to Mask.
All right.
Okay, so the choices are set the alarm off and deal with what's come, or run to try and disarm it again.
Or run and try to basically barrel through it and maybe find a hiding place beyond this before whoever is alerted comes.
But if I hide, they're still in the open, right?
No. So if you choose to barrel through, it's all of you. If you choose to set it off now, you'll be able to prepare to fight. If you don't prepare to fight and you still run into a fight, basically they're going to have to jump on you a little bit. You can also give me back your inspiration to ignore this. And be able to not set it off at all.
Am I allowed to ask?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we risk it, or should we just prepare for battle?
Well, I don't like the idea of fighting in these close quarters, but Wisp has to be somewhere down here, right? What if this trap is to keep Wisp in and not to keep us out?
Mask?
I'm in.
All right, we're setting the trap off.
Okay. So, you let go of the trap, and as soon as you let go, the wire breaks, and you guys hear this ethereal, like, supernatural ringing that's almost like a a school bell, but if it were like also having that quality that like the mosquito tone has. And you hear several voices shouting from deeper within the tunnel, and it is initiative.
All right. I have investigation. No, I didn't. Initiative.
18. I actually got a decent initiative roll for once.
Okay.
Ah! Nat 20.
Okay, I need to roll for them as well. Oh, they roll pretty well. So, what did Nim get?
4.
4. Okay. Anu, you are first. As you hear this, you hear these voices cursing and shouting and commanding one another to come on, and you hear clanking metal and heavy footsteps.
I want to sneak attack this.
Okay, so you want to hold your action?
Yes.
Okay, easy enough to do. So, you're gonna hold. Masquerade, what are you doing? As these voices bounce off this wall, metal clanking, boot steps hurried.
Oh, I'm doing the probably stupid thing and standing right in the open, and I'm pretty much getting ready to fire a magic missile into the first hostile thing that comes at me.
Okay. So, you're holding your action as well.
Yes.
So, rounding this corner of this bend just up the way, you see 2 men immediately emerge. Both of them are wearing what looks like some sort of hodgepodge of attire. One man just has an open vest and tattered pants. The other is wearing like a torn up shirt and tattered pants, thick boots, and both of them are wielding cutlasses at the moment. And Anu, you're first.
Ooh. And I can do anything with my sneak attack, right?
I mean, as far as attacking goes, yeah.
No, because I meant like I got my sneak attack, but then I could do firebolt or crossbow, right?
Yes, that actually applies to your cantrips as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, D&D clarification on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Does firebolt have area of attack?
Nope, it's just a single target.
Okay. There's 2 targets right now.
There's 2 targets right now.
All right, I'm a firebolt the first one.
Okay, so make an attack roll.
Okay.
You have advantage because they're not expecting you and you chose to prepare first.
Okay. Yeah. 6.
6 does not hit. So how does your firebolt manifest?
Just like a, it balls up and then turns into a fire bolt, and I throw.
Okay, what color is it?
Red and
Red. So this
Yes, red and orange.
this searing red and orange fire orb just forms in Anu's hand, and as she releases it, it and goes wide. And one of them immediately ducks. Oh, they've got magic!
I go for magic.
And it is now Masquerade's turn because you held your action.
Can I ask a quick game rules question?
Sure.
So if I wanted to do encouragement, like ploy encouragement, do I have to do that before, like, when do I have to do that to help somebody with an attack? Like, before I figure out what they've rolled, or can I only do that during my turn?
Usually it's before they roll, but because you're new at it, if you want to use it now, you can use it as your reaction now.
Oh, wait.
You want to wait?
Yeah, I think we're still okay.
Okay.
Alright, so 12 total damage on that magic missile.
12 damage. Okay, on just the one guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that is what you need to kill him. So describe his gruesome demise.
I'm not. Am I allowed to go non-lethal on a spell?
Usually the answer is technically no, but I think that's
Okay.
dumb, so I'll say yes.
Alright, cool. I'm just gonna, like, hit him in the chest and knock him out then, like, cause, you know, that we don't know what these people are doing down here. Like, we don't know if they have anything to do with this for sure. I'm just gonna take it easy.
Okay, so you guys watch as Masquerade summons these 3 swirling masks. What did they look like again?
There's, like, one of them is joyful, one of them is angry, and one of them is sorrowful.
And as you see these 3 masks of swirling, coalescing energy, they blast this guy in the chest. He flies backwards. You hear a loud crack as he hits the wall and slumps down. The other man, who's a bit thinner, is going to charge at... well, who's closest at this point, do you think?
I will volunteer for that if nobody else wants to.
I'd say I'm probably in the back, just knowing that I have 2 people that can do fantastical things that I cannot.
Okay.
Like, Mask has got that bodyguard instinct. If people are in danger, then they're gonna be, like, you know, in the way.
Okay, so Masquerade, he tries to hit you for a 15.
That matches.
Okay. So he is going to roll his cutlass. I was going to say that is not a 7. That's a 4. I misread that. So 4 plus 2, 6 slashing damage. You just get this guy swiping back and forth at you. Little nicks appearing on your costume, but otherwise mostly missing you. But this guy is good at what he does. And just as you think he's almost done, he reaches behind him and twirls out this dagger and lunges with the dagger. For a 16.
Oh yeah, that hits.
4 piercing damage as he
Oh, you
lunges
fucker.
and actually nicks you in the rib.
I'm like sassing, but I'm not actually doing great right now.
And you see one more of these tattered looking individuals. This one is a lady with this cape almost of curly red hair and a smattering of freckles, and she is wearing basically a bikini top and tattered pants, and she has like this bandana tied around her forehead, and she is dual wielding rapiers. And she comes out, but she cannot actually get a turn off this time, so she just reveals herself. Nim, it's your turn.
I would like to attack the individual who has just attacked Mask with my dagger, while also using repartee.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull my dagger out and attack and say, "You are wearing a very silly outfit." And then
Okay. So
What do
make
I-
your attack roll.
attack roll.
It's a D20.
So that's with the D20,
Yep.
and then
And it's +1 for you.
12.
12. That does not quite hit his armor class.
Okay. Do I add charisma to that too, because for the attack roll, or was that just for?
That is only for the damage roll.
Oh, okay.
This guy seems to be a little bit more dodgy than the other one.
Okay.
Just a smidge. And Anu, it is your turn.
Okay. I just want to read what this one. I think because I have one can't live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's this? Let's make wisdom saving throw is not advantaged.
Oh, wait, you can use your cantrips as much as you want. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
You can just use them ad infinitum, basically. They don't take up spell slots or spell points.
Okay. Because I have Charm Person as my third.
Ah, okay. So you want to do that?
Yeah, to the Bikini Fiend.
Okay, so she will need to make a wisdom saving throw, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. That is a 5.
Okay. Oh, okay. I use my one slot and wait. How do
I suspect that a 5 does not hit your DC.
My DC.
Your DC should be 8 plus your intelligence modifier, which is a +1. So that's 9 plus your proficiency bonus, which is +2. So a total of 11. 5 is lower than 11, so she does not succeed.
Proficiency. Okay. Yeah. Am I rolling something?
No, you don't roll anything. She has fallen under the effect of your spell. So what does that do?
I'm having her hold for the time being.
So you can command her with Charm Person.
Okay, I can command her?
No, I'm asking you.
Wait, what?
Let me look it up real quick. Because I think Suggestion is where you command someone, and Charm Person is just, she thinks that you're a friend.
Okay.
So she would regard you and only you as a friend.
A friendly acquaintance.
If you or your companions are fighting, they have advantage on the saving throw. Oh, okay. That is not better. So she is charmed by you until the spell ends, and or until you or your companions do anything harmful to her. Okay. She regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So, how does this look for you when you cast this?
It's more of me speaking to them. It's like, you know me, we're friends.
All right, and you guys hear almost, it's so strange because you're in an echoing tunnel, yet Anu's voice echoes almost in the back of your head. You know, sort of like Digimon moves. And you hear, she says, you know me, we're friends. And it lingers, and you almost feel like you want to believe this as well when you hear it, but it's not directed at you. And you see that the woman who just came around, her irises flash red briefly, almost like a shine, and she relaxes. What are you doing here?
Looking for other friends.
And it is Masquerade's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna flurry of blows, and I'm going to use my last attack as Hands of Healing on myself.
Okay.
Can I give encouragement there?
You can absolutely give encouragement there.
Because
Alright,
I know
what
that
does
I'm
that
about
do?
to be in trouble.
So,
When you make an ability check, attack, or save, I can encourage you, which allows you to add my charisma to whatever you roll.
Alright, what's your charisma?
So that's the +3, right, Steven?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alright, that's gonna make my first attack a 10.
A 10 versus this dude immediately in front of you
Mm-hmm.
does not hit.
And my second an 18.
That will definitely hit.
That's going to be 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. So how does that look for you?
So that looks like me twisting around and, like, slamming my palm in between his shoulder blades. Like, just right along the spinal column.
Okay. And you once again feel this crunch underneath the skin. And pull your hand back, and you said your Hands of Healing for the last one?
Yes.
What does that do?
That just lets me roll my damage and heal myself with it instead.
Okay. And how does that look for you?
That looks like me taking a step back and just clapping my hands together to sort of like rally myself.
Okay.
For 5 points.
Nice.
I am no longer bloodied.
Very nice. And it is the bad guy's turn. And so you see the woman looks weirdly perplexed, and she starts walking towards Anu. the other man, she seems just oblivious to this man as he starts slicing at Mask. Oh dear. Nerdarchy N. So,
That's okay. It's not a session if I don't end up on the floor at least once.
That's fair. Except you're the healer and you don't have your other healer right now.
We got potions.
We do have potions.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Oh, that's right.
9 slashing damage.
Total?
9 total. He rolled really badly because he got his max of 6 and then rolled a 1.
Alright, I'm still up by 1 hit point, boys.
Okay, and the dagger. He's gonna try to lunge for you. That is a 13 versus your armor class.
No, that doesn't hit me.
Okay.
I was not ready to say the floor and I are good friends anyway.
So he lunges and you just flop out of the way. And he completely whiffs. And that is his round.
Listen, you fucking fucker.
Nim, your go.
I want to try to slash at this guy again. I feel very good after seeing Mask give this fellow what for. So I still have my dagger in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna...
Sorry
Natural
about that.
20.
Natural 20!
Okay, so
I
then-
know what your damage does, and since we do max damage and roll it, instead just describe to me how you take care of him with his grisly demise.
So I am not a good fighter by any means. I can do it if I have to. So I've just got this dagger in my hands, and I just sprint forward as fast as I can and just jam it right into his chest, and it makes this really gross, like, squishy noise as it breaks his sternum, and then I'm just kind of, like, twisting it, like, leave my friends alone!
That's vicious. You see a little bit of blood spattering onto Nim's face and her chest and torso as he coughs up blood and slumps. And the woman screams horrified. What was that? Where are we? Remind me who you are?
I'm Anu. Our friend.
Anu. Right. Of course. What are we doing down here?
We're looking for our other friend, Wisp.
Other friend Wisp. What? I don't understand.
Might have seen someone around here with some hooves.
Hooves? Functionally, you guys are out of combat at this point unless somebody wants to attack this lady.
Can I elbow Anu and say, hey, get her to lead us to Wisp?
Do you mean the prisoner?
Yes. Lead us to the prisoner.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Right. Yeah, come on. And she starts leading you down the hallway.
Give a potion to Mask.
Okay. So, Mask, you now have a potion. I presume you're taking it. I don't want to assume, but I just presume. I think I'm safe to do so.
Absolutely.
And so you guys begin walking down. Was this the right track? We'll find out. You guys begin walking down this corridor, and you start hearing noises like water lapping and shouting and people making commands of each other. And fairly quickly, this tunnel opens up and lets out into this basin. And you realize that whereas the royal palace in Dorian is on a mountainside and built up there, you have walked down. And this is a bay that lets out into the lake. and you see this is a port, and it's a bustling port with a single ship inside it. People rushing every which way, seeming to try to set sail quickly, and you do spot in a wooden crate cage sort of thing a currently unconscious, bound and gagged Wisp.
If you'll all excuse me for just a moment, I'm gonna dip back, I'm gonna steal somebody's clothes, and I'm gonna turn into that person.
Okay. So,
ordinarily, this would be a gross invasion of someone's privacy, but I think considering the circumstances, it's okay.
Okay. So, you go back to one of these pirates. Do you pick the bigger one or the skinnier one?
The bigger one.
Okay.
More intimidating looking.
All right. So you grab his clothes and you put them on. And so you are now wearing pirate's garb. You can take his cutlass if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it would look suspicious if I didn't. I'll also, drag the other one back for Nim if she wants it.
Okay.
Is that the one that I basically juiced?
Yeah.
I just kind of looked down and oh, well, all right.
I know, it's distasteful, but there's a lot of them down there. I don't think we can fight them all.
It's a very good point. So I take the clothes and shift into this bloody individual.
Would you, prefer to be sneaking or a prisoner for this excursion?
I put up my hood.
That's what I thought. We're probably going to need you to pick a lock down there. Just be ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
It is now that as you guys are watching them load this crate with a Wisp on it, you do see there are about a dozen other similar crates with similarly restrained individuals. And they are being loaded up from this stack of these crates. People are just hefting them down and with these makeshift poles that slot through and are used to carry them. And they're loading them onto this boat that seems to have arrived.
I think we should set a fire.
Do you say that out loud, or?
Yes. Not loud enough for those people to hear me, but loud enough for Anu and Nim to hear me.
Why are we setting a fire? I'm confused.
To keep warm, it's very cold down here.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, it is rather chilly. I think it's because we're on the lake. It's drafty in here, actually.
So is there anything that, looks like it could be set on fire that would, cause them to stop doing what they're doing and give us time to grab our friend and get out?
You do see that there are several crates, and there is a stack of barrels.
Without people in them?
You see a stack of barrels over by the way. You don't know what they're full of, but yeah.
Firebolt.
Okay. I'm not going to make you make an attack roll for this. Instead,
if this is something really flammable, I am going to laugh very hard.
I need all of you, and I do mean all of you, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, I need D&D Beyond for this. I'm gonna pull up one of my characters.
Doubly sorry, because I just rolled a 4.
Okay.
12.
12.
12. Okay, hold on.
Oh, wait, I rolled the wrong one. My bad. Constitution saving. Oh, there we go. Let's try that again.
Wait, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
11.
27d6. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
I love electronic dice rollers on D&D Beyond. There's a lot of 6s in there. Holy shit! Oh my gosh. Okay. So. Wow. What did everyone get for saving throws again?
12.
11.
Anyone who got less than a 16 is knocked prone.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
as Masquerade unleashes a firebolt. About a handful of sailors catch Mask doing this and start to point and shout. And before they can, these barrels explode with concussive force because you've just ignited a pile of barrels of gunpowder.
I knew that was coming.
And the decking, the wooden decking that it leads down into this port from where you're standing is completely destroyed. Creating about a 50-foot drop. And all of you guys are knocked to the ground. And who rolled less than a 10? Did anybody roll less than a 10?
That was me.
Oh.
I rolled a 4.
Okay, you begin falling and you barely manage to catch yourself.
Okay, I think monks get an ability that allows me to not take fall damage. Let me check and see if I have that yet. I don't think I do.
I don't think you do either.
Unless it wouldn't be under actions. This whole...
It'd be under features and traits.
Features and traits.
Yes, but I think it's like 6th level you get that or something?
Yeah, no, I don't have it yet.
Yeah. So you are now hanging on for dear life. You guys see this pirate man hanging on, dangling.
I start swearing in my best approximation of what I think a pirate sounds like, and I'm like, oh, hey, we're under attack.
You also see, scurrying around, there are dozens of bloody pirates, either screaming in pain from the blast or from shards of wood in their shoulders or different things like that.
You know what? They're human trafficking. I don't feel bad about this.
There's several that are just dead right now.
Good for them.
And you see that all moving of the crates and everything has stopped.
Good.
And you hear someone on the boat shout, "We're under attack! Get the boat going! Get it going! Launch! Launch!" And Wisp is currently on the boat.
God damn it.
And you see, and you hear commands for all hands on deck, release the sails, things of that nature. And the sails are unfurled and they are trying to push it out. You do see there is a man who is dressed much like the rest of these pirates, and he is actually like moving back and forth like this. And you see the water is lapping up in waves following his motions, trying to push distance from the dock. And it's initiative at this point. All over again.
19. I was confused for a second. You just rolled your con save again, Anu.
What?
There you go. Oh,
Yeah,
unless you didn't and my thing was just catching up.
Yeah, it's catching up.
It was. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, 25 and up? 20 to 25. 15 to 20.
19.
19. What is your modifier?
+3.
Mask goes before the pirates. 10 to 15.
12.
Wait.
What
Am
did
I
you
hitting?
get?
Wait, that's intelligence, right?
Initiative is what you're rolling.
Yeah. That's right. I got a 4.
A 4. Oh, wow. Okay, so Masquerade, you're up first. You're hanging from this half-destroyed dock. There is a blazing fire nearby, just like maybe 10 feet from you.
Can I do acrobatics to, like, flip down away from the fire and, like, roll to a crouch?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
Certainly try.
Make an acrobatics check.
15.
You succeed. So you guys watch as Mask just drops 50 feet, tumbles into roll, and parkour style arrives on their feet.
Was that my action?
Nope, that's your movement.
Excellent. Good. So was that my full movement?
We will say that because you had to do the tumbling thing, yes, that would probably your full
Okay.
movement.
Am I like in a crowded area at all right now, or am I like out in the open?
You are kind of like behind a stack of wood that is destroyed deck. Okay. So you are hidden functionally. You have cover. But
that is not ideal, but I'll take it. I want to firebolt the sails.
You can definitely come around and, like, you can peek around and do that if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Damn it, 5.
5. Goes wide, and you realize the sails are starting to be just a little too far out at this point because of that waterworking pirate. Thank you, Just Carowin, for the word. That's a great word, waterworking. I like that. Yeah, he seems to be manipulating the boat to get it started with
Pirate
some sort
swears.
of magic. And it is the pirate's turn. Unless you have a bonus action you want to do. I know you can spend key points. You could use key points to do a dash.
I can. I'm gonna do that. I will spend a point of key to dash toward the ship.
Okay, so your movement is 30, correct?
Yes.
All right, you will still
have... No, it's 40. My movement is 40.
40? Okay, you have 20 feet left of distance before you reach the end of the dock. But still currently, that bridge, as it were, that connects the ship to the dock is there, and will probably be there for the rest of this round until the pirate's turn next time, you're pretty sure. Unless someone intervenes.
Okay, well, I'm out of actions, so that person cannot be me.
Okay. Pirates are going. And, the waterworking pirate is continuing to succeed at moving the ship further along. You see that, you can see that several of the pirates on the ship are moving the last crate, which is Wisp's, down below deck. They're lowering it into this hatch. On the actual deck proper, most of the pirates are ignoring you guys. They are too focused on the catastrophe that's going on and trying to more or less deal with the sudden realization they are probably under attack. Many of them are looking for weapons or drawing weapons, but they don't seem to recognize a clear enemy at this point. So, Nim, what are you doing?
So how far am I away? Because I know that Mask was able to kind of fall, but like I'm further back, right?
You can jump if you want, but it is a 50-foot drop.
Absolutely not. I am not a hardy individual. So I want to use my turn to kind of look around and see if there's like some stairs or a ladder or any way that I can get down towards where Mask is and hopefully help out in some capacity.
The deck is the scaffolding and decking that rises up from the docks to where you're standing on this ledge that is at the end of the tunnel is still intact partially and could theoretically be gingerly crossed as though it were difficult terrain.
Okay, let's
without risking destroying it. If you move at normal speed, you risk destroying it further or possibly falling off outright. So if you want to move at difficult terrain, that's half speed.
Okay.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I think that's my only option currently. I can't fall 50 feet.
Okay. Well,
Pretty
then,
sure.
Are you using your action to dash with this so that you can still move as though difficult terrain but get your full speed in?
Yes.
Okay. That will put you at 20 feet left to go.
Okay.
And Anu, it's your turn. What are you doing? You see Nim begins bustling carefully and very gingerly down this scaffolding as this thin pirate. I'm not sure if you have your dress with you or not.
It's in my pocket.
Okay, it's in your pocket. So, yeah, what are you doing, Anu?
First of all, I'm yelling at Mask. Trying to show me up? You didn't even do it correctly. And, I would like to use my acrobatics to get down.
Okay, make an acrobatics roll. I'm sorry, Kitty, my foot twitched. She's not a happy camper now that my foot twitched.
I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
I'm about to start using my real dice. This is bullshit. Yo! The cheating!
What happened?
It was on 18 and then flipped the 2.
Oh. So, you try to jump down, and you catch, your cloak catches on one of these splintered boards, and it throws you off, and you tumble down and take some damage. You take 4 total bludgeoning damage as you smash into part of the broken decking and then fall into a pile of the decking. But you are now behind it, much where Masquerade was. And that was your movement. So you can still take your action and your bonus action.
Alright. My bonus action is I'm going to dash.
Okay.
Towards everyone.
Alright, so you can get 35 feet.
Yeah.
Further out, so you are just behind Masquerade at this point.
Yeah.
And now you have your action still.
And my firebolt can hit 25. Should I hit the sails or should I hit the water worker?
It's up to you.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the water worker.
Okay, so
Wait, which one's harder? Which one's harder?
what did you roll for your attack roll?
Oh, I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, okay. It is harder to hit the sails.
Okay, I'll hit the water worker then.
Okay.
Why do you hate me?
Uh-oh.
I got 12.
12. 12 does not hit him. You see that your firebolt throws out, and he just throws up his hand, and when he does, this slosh of water with glowing blue light as it shields him from your firebolt, and it just vaporizes inside it. Mask, it's your turn.
Okay.
You're 20 feet away from being able to jump on the ship, or you can take the bridge for another 10.
All right, that's well within my movement, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna use my movement and get up onto the deck.
Okay, you guys watch as Masquerade bolts towards this ship, nimbly dodging the other pirates. They're still on this bridge trying to get up.
I would like to accidentally bump into the person who would be pulling the bridge up to give Anu more time to get on.
Make a deception roll.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, easy enough to do. They fall into the water, sploosh,
Oh, I'm so sorry, mate.
and you run up onto this pirate ship, and you can actually get to the water worker if you want to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I, the movement of the boat has thrown me off balance, shoulder check, and I'm gonna use that as my unarmed strike.
Absolutely. Make a, start by making an attack roll. See what happens there. You can either take disadvantage, or you can have to make a deception check.
I don't think I'm gonna hit anyway. So, I'll go ahead and take the disadvantage because I'm pretty sure I'm already going to miss.
Okay.
And at the very least, I can, so 10 total. But at the very least, if I'm somewhere close by, I figure I might disrupt his concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's what's going through my head anyway.
I do know that you have an ally who is watching all this happen, who can affect it.
Oh, yes.
If she were so inclined.
Yes, what do I... So...
You have to do something encouraging to her.
Okay, I want to
Or no, you're not masquerading as a woman pirate right now, are you? You're masquerading as the dude.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not encouraging the woman pirate. She's charmed on the back deck.
Right. Yes. Okay. Wait. What's? So can I can encourage Mask though? That's what you're saying.
Yes, you want to encourage Mask.
Yes. So, I mean, do I just say like, go get a Mask?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Mask, you can add her charisma to your check.
Okay, so that's gonna total 13.
That is exactly what you need to hit him.
Woo.
You're saying I missed by 1 point?
Yeah.
That's
He's not very dexterous. He's just has shield, and it's still active because this water is swirling around him.
5 damage.
Oh, hold on. I gotta let a cat out of my office. She's crying now. My
Perfect
twitchy
timing,
foot.
cat.
My twitchy foot did not make her happy with me. So, all right. So you hit. What is your damage?
5.
5. All right. So how does that look when you do this?
Just me tripping over my own feet and like shoulder checking the guy and being like, oh, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have drank as much as I did.
Okay. Was that your disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sort of grunts, and you notice that he loses his concentration, and the water sloshes back down, splooshing into the choppy water. And it is now his turn, and he is going to start getting it going again. And just kind of like curses at you and moves away and starts sloshing the water back and forth again. And the captain shouts, "Oi, you! All hands on deck!" And he points at Mask. I don't know where you came from, but get your bloody ass up here and help me. And that is the captain's turn. You also see about a dozen crewmates that are helping with the sails right now and getting it going. And you also notice a person whose gender you don't readily identify that is throwing their hands forward forcefully repeatedly, and you see wind actually generating out of it, catching the sails. And it is now Nim's turn. Nim, I presume you're just getting the rest of the way down?
Yeah, I'm trying to get down as fast as I can, but I'm also like quietly trying to practice talking like a pirate, but I'm struggling because I just want to, when I hit the boat, I want to make sure that I sound right. So it's just me kind of slowly but dashing saying like, "Shiver my timbers," and like trying to remember what pirates talk like.
Okay. Are you also dashing while you're doing this?
Yes.
Okay, so Nim is still not quite to the bridge of the boat, but is getting there and will be able to be on the boat next time if she dashes. Anu, it's your turn.
So,
It has been stalled just enough for you to get on if you want to use the bridge.
yeah, I'll get on the boat.
Okay. So, you run up on the boat. That will require your, oh no, it won't. It won't require your bonus action. I'm wrong. Oh, Yasha, what are you doing back in here? You just want attention while I'm streaming, don't you? She wants so badly to be a star. So yes, Anu, you get up onto the boat, and what are you doing?
Alright, is anyone paying attention to me?
You see the captain actually looks at you and is like, "Where'd you come from? You know what? Help him with the sails."
Gotta get... I mean, we're all on the boat, but it's probably not a good idea to travel with them.
Right around now, you notice that there are elves, both moon elves and sun elves. There's a couple dwarves. This is a pretty diverse crew, actually.
Alright. I'm gonna... Let me see, what can I do? What are my actions? I want to... I kind of want to figure out what's going on with this crew then. So if they're kidnapping Wisp, but they look like this, what's that about? Because how many people are on the boat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't want to cause a fight where everyone starts fighting. Because we're not. There's only 3 of us.
Make an investigation check.
Alright. Don't fail me now.
Or a perception check, your choice.
I want to do the perception now. You said it.
Okay.
Because I have better perception than I do investigation.
Okay.
It didn't matter anyway. I got an 11.
11. Okay. So, we'll hold on to that one then. Masquerade, it's your turn.
So the captain has just given me a diehard excuse to get up next to the captain.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm getting up there and seeing what he wants.
All right. You help them with their magic thingy, whatever that is. You know, I don't know. Go do whatever they say.
All right. Crap, I'm sorry. I'm really drunk. Can you like pointing in the wrong direction?
What? Make a deception roll.
Click. 16.
16. Okay. So, he turns in the direction that you were facing, and actually, hold on, let me see how much this affects him. Okay. So, he lets go of the steering wheel for a minute, and it just starts spinning, and he's like, oh, and he catches it.
Okay, can I help him with the steering wheel?
Sure. I'm not even going to make you roll again.
I'm just being a very well-meaning nuisance right now.
Yes, you are. And it is their turn. And oh my. Okay. So none of the pirates are really recognizing what's going on properly and are just focused on their individual tasks. Also, the water worker seems to be having a tough time getting his rhythm back. And Nim, you're up. You run up onto this pirate ship, and you make your way up there. And you are now on a pirate ship, and you can actually make it to the water worker if you want. Or you can make it to one of the other people working with the sails.
I want to go over to... Well, I want to go to the water worker. But... So can I use fisticuffs?
Yeah.
Okay. So gain the brawling fighting style and add intelligence to AC. So what do I need to do? I sprint over to the water worker and I'm just saying things that I think pirates say. Like, avast! Stow the mainsail! Port! Starboard!
Yeah,
Boat!
you actually just have those, is what it is.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that feature is you have those, so basically you can make an unarmed strike and you use a D8 for your damage.
Okay.
Which is already
Sorry.
incorporated in
Starboard boat.
the starboard boat.
Nim is a landlocked individual. So roll an attack roll and then...
Yep.
4.
No. And, yeah, I guess that's your round, right? So,
Nim is a real good trier, guys.
Hey, you're all on the ship now, so if something drastic happens, you've got it.
Yeah.
Anu, your turn.
Okay. So what did I perceive?
You perceived that the captain is wearing another one of those rings.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Is there anything else to casually blow up on this ship?
Not that you can see. Apparently they didn't get a chance to load those barrels onto the ship yet.
I wonder if I could move a barrel with my hand.
Probably not. They're very heavy and also exploded.
So we got the water worker, and we got the salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Who's being the most effective right now in moving the boat?
Actually, the salesperson is being more effective. That sounds weird to say. The person casting Gust is more effective.
Okay. I want to do Mage Hand to tickle this sales hand.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check. Ten. Nope. You can't quite. It's just not quite working. They're moving too sporadically for you to really get a good job on this. And just now, as everything is happening, you all feel this lurch as the bridge splooshes into the water and the boat begins taking off into the lake. And that is where we're going to cut off for tonight. With you guys aboard a pirate ship. Wisp is currently kidnapped below deck. And all of you are fighting / not fighting these pirates. So, yeah. That's where we're leaving it. So, thank you guys so much for joining us. This was quite the escapade, and I am looking forward to seeing what happens next time. Of course, you can find all of these lovely people all over the internet, so make sure you check them out. I've got links in the cards, and if you're on YouTube, in the description. So until next time, everybody, whether it's on the page or at the table, tell your story your way. Bye!